Good morning. It is Saturday, March 11th, day 10 on the Appalachian Trail. It's 5:30 in the morning. We're here on Standing Indian Shelter, and the winds are howling outside. The temperature last night was supposed to drop into the low 30s, not even colder than that. I think it was supposed to get to 31 in Franklin, which means up here in the mountain, colder. I do not want to get out of bed. But it's time to get moving. Probably end up wearing my stocking cap and some other clothes that I haven't worn yet, just because of the temperatures. Once you get moving, you warm up, but still it's going to be a little chilly outside. The upside is that all the rain and moisture that I was carrying in my tarp yesterday, the whole day, is now dried off. So my tarp is going to be lighter to carry. That's the upside, because it didn't rain last night, thank goodness. I don't know if it actually got to freezing or not. I slept with my water filter here in the hammock with me to keep it from freezing. Can't let those Sawyer squeezes freeze or they ruin the filter, so that's something you have to keep in mind. The plan for today is to try to get to Betty Creek Gap, I think it's called. It's just a tent site. If we can get further than that, that would be great, but that's still going to be a 12 plus mile hike today for Ron and me. That's still a challenge. It'd be nice to get a little bit further so that we get closer to either Rock Gap or Winding Street Gap for the next day on Sunday, and be able to get picked up by the shuttle to go into Franklin. So, all right, we'll get moving and report in later as it gets light outside. It's still pitch black. Well, it's not pitch black, but it's dark outside. The moon, I think, is up. I don't know. I haven't been outside yet to see if there's clouds. Anyway, the beginning of another day, and it's got to be a good day. Always a good day. Pushing on. It is Saturday, March 11th, day 10 on the Appalachian Trail, coming down off of Standing Indian Mountain. This morning is a lot different than yesterday morning, both in terms of the difficulty of the terrain and the weather. Chilly, it was 35, it froze overnight. Seen some really interesting kinds of icicles or ice formations on the trail so far today as a result of the freezing temperatures last night. But the sun is out, the wind is dying down. Pretty howling wind this morning. I didn't want to get up, but the trail looks really nice. These nice switchbacks here on Standing Indian Mountain here in North Carolina. Temperature was, I think, 35 when we left camp this morning. And so we're got to the top of Standing Indian Mountain. Now we're heading downhill. Good time to take some video of the trail. Not quite sure where we're going to get to today. Hopefully at least Betty Creek, which is a tent site. If we can push on further, we will, but we'll see how we're feeling by the time we get there. And wishing you all a good day. Sun is out. It's a great day. Pushing on. My friend Ron reminded me that I should have mentioned the altitude that we're at Standing Indian Mountain. It was like 5430, or I don't know, it was over a mile high anyway. There's some beautiful vistas from up there. That was kind of a lookout point as we were approaching the top. Took a few pictures on either side of that little summit there. It wasn't really the summit, but that vantage point. It's really nice. You can begin to see a little bit of a pinkish coloration to the trees as the buds start to form. Just sort of a hue anyway. But you can, looking off to the north, you can kind of see the Smokies up there. They're tall. Well, you know, for eastern United States, they're tall. So that's not going to be a walk in the park, going through the Smokies, as we were also advised by Fred, the Georgia Appalachian Trail Club ambassador that we ran into. Gave us some great advice a couple of days ago as we were coming down into Dix Creek Gap there at Iwasi. But yeah, we're up in the air a little bit. It feels good. We had to stop and take off one layer of clothing, so we took our really warm stuff on. We left our windbreakers on, and we'll leave that on for right now. The wind's still a little chilly. We haven't started working up a sweat yet, so we start feeling our core temperatures get a little higher. We'll stop and take these windbreakers off as well. Just be in shirts again. All right, carry on. This is a view as we just came up from Carter Gap Shelter, ascending into Betty Creek Campground, the start of the descent. And this is the view that you're met with before the descent into Betty Creek. Spectacular. We are about to ascend Albert Mountain, at the top of which stands that tower right there. It's about 3/10 of a mile. Elevation gain is obnoxious. We'll just call it that. Should be fun. Here we are atop Albert Mountain, base of the tower. It's just about sunset. We still have a few miles to go before we get to Long Branch Shelter, but it was worth coming up here this afternoon rather than waiting for it to storm and be all wet tomorrow. Fantastic. Okay, I think I better do my wrap up while I'm heading down the trail here, because I know I won't have time when we get to the shelter tonight. We just passed the 100-mile mark on the trail. That was really cool. Ron and I both got able to get some pictures there. Just beyond the Albert Mountain Tower, which Ron is so tender-heartedly called the assault. It's a challenge. Wow, what a climb. We did it in about a half an hour, maybe a little under. But glad we did it tonight and not tomorrow when the weather's supposed to be bad.
Headed for the Long Branch shelter. Sounds like a saloon from Gunsmoke. But we're thinking it's going to be pretty crowded down there. And even though it's scheduled to rain tonight, we'll probably both sleep out, Ron in his tent and me in my hammock and rainfly. By the time we roll into camp, it'll likely be dark. We're a little under 2 miles away yet, and it's, what is it? It's just after 6. So it'll probably be close to 7 when we get in. Late supper again. That's pretty normal. But anyway, it's been a good day. We've had really nice trails to walk on. And weather's been cooperative. It's starting to cool down now. So if we can beat the storm, we will be happy. That's it for today. Happy trails. Good journey. Stay green and keep growing. And by the way, I picked up a trail name. They're calling me Patriarch. It's because of the big family that I've got. And Ron picked up one today too. He's Bowman because he makes bows. So anyway, so we both ended up with trail names for the end of our trip together. Tomorrow's Ron's last day on the trail with me. And then he goes home. Well, he doesn't go home. He goes with his wife and daughter to visit some folks in South Carolina. And then hopefully Ron will join me if he can swing it at the end of my trip. Perhaps hiking the 100-mile wilderness with me if he can find a way to do that. All right, that's it. Checking out this Patriarch.